All right, I think we're back. You get to keep seeing my fuzzy face. Probably mid-sentence again. That's just the way. This is the way of it, right? Producing things live on Twitch from remote places. What a gem. What a joy. And what a challenge. Thank you so much, again, to RGLTV for not only this, but also all of the awesome work you do. This is a real... It takes a village, right? And you're a great village, so thank you so much for having me today. This is Lester the Unlikely. You might know this game from... the Angry Video Game Nerd, I think, is probably the one who popularized it the most. It's not a great game. It's not a bad game, but it's not a great game. This one I actually do speedrun. Shoutouts to Coughing Rocks and Radioactive Rat, who were like the big pioneers for rooting this game, and whose root is the one that I use. Yeah, there he is. In all his loveliness. Okay, so let me give you a quick rundown of this game. This is the plot, which is scrolling on the bottom. Lester is kind of a schlooby teenager. He doesn't like very much except for his comic books. So he takes his comic book, and as one does, he takes it on down to the docks to read it. What teenager wouldn't want such a jolly afternoon in his high tops? So he heads down there, but alas for Lester, his comic book and the sweet summer breeze with the city in the background lulls him into a slumber on the pallet he has parked himself on, which again, one does when reading a comic book at the docks. And the pallet is loaded onto a ship, and the ship finds him after leaving the dock. And they are very upset because he is a stowaway, and Lester is muchly afeared. But luckily for him, his troubles don't last very long because, as happens in every story with stowaways and schlooby teenagers, I guess, pirates attack. But the pirates don't kidnap Lester. He manages to escape, and using his surprisingly strong upper body strength, as we are going to see, he swims to an island and begins his terrible, horrible journey. His no good, very bad video game. So, before we start the run, I just want to show you a little bit about Lester. This is Lester. This game was rotoscoped, so the animation is very good. But this game actively does not want you to play it, because as you can see, Lester hates everything. He does not want to do stuff. He's actively afraid of everything, and really does not want to be in this situation, which is great conceptually. It's terrible for speedrunning and for playing a game. And when I say Lester is afraid of everything, Lester is afraid of everything. Crabs, still afraid. Giant tortoises, still afraid. So this is not good for speedrunning. This is not what we're gonna do. And my video is probably going to cut out in the middle of this at some point, which is also not great for speedrunning, but we'll do our best. My capture card and my RetroTink are not playing nice together. So luckily, now I will say this game has really good bones. There's only a couple of things we are going to do to like actively break and clip through things. There's not a lot of options here. We're mostly just gonna play through it. But what we can do is, using some real precision in terms of the placement of things, is we can avoid a lot of this stuff and also do a lot of actions throughout the game to continue to avoid a lot of these moments where Lester wants to stop and slow us down. So the nice thing is we have this giant text box, and time will begin as soon as I press start to go with this. So time starts in 3, 2, 1, Lester. So the first thing we're going to do is just move along this here, and we're going to jump really quickly over this to avoid that first little stopping point there. I'm going to try to do a little clip off the edge of this. I got it. So that saves us only a few seconds every time, like milliseconds even. Damn it, I didn't want to get scared by that tortoise. It really only saves us a few milliseconds, but it's worth doing. I don't normally kill that tortoise here, and they do come back, don't worry. The crabs are dead forever, but the tortoises were just haranguing them. But the reason that I am kicking these animals is because if you have successfully defeated a creature, Lester will no longer be afraid of it. And so we take out both that tortoise and that crab, because we're about to see both of them on the next screen, and we don't want them to scare us here. Because now we can just jump over this crab and take damage, which is not what I usually do, but that's all right. I had the best run of my life. Almost had an off-screen, like an off-stream unrecorded PB. And now, of course, marathon luck is going to go the way it's going to go. So another really interesting thing about this game is we can spend a lot of time just like holding down certain button sequences to, because the game there's very little RNG in it, and so a lot of it, we can just hold down the same thing every single time, and use our muscle memory to get us through things very quickly. That is a seagull that screams like a hawk. We're gonna push this and fall into the caves. And now I'm gonna try to do this same little clip here. I missed that one. Let's see if I can get the second one, just to save a few milliseconds. Didn't get either of those. The next one we're going to do over here is on these ledges I can grab. If I get perpendicular to them, I can grab them really quickly like that, which also saves a few frames. Now we're gonna run over here and jump to skip these bats. Ooh, they're a little close. If I get nipped by these bats, I very frequently will get killed by the final bat here. But if I don't take any damage, I'm usually pretty good. Yeah, there we go. One thing that I wish I knew in my casual playthrough is that if you hold down while you're falling, you will not take the fall damage that you usually take. Jumping into that hole is definitely not what I'm supposed to do, but now we've got full health, which will be good for later. Let's see if I can get this without completely beefing it. Perfect. There's a way to there's a strategy called quick rock. I don't know how to do it. I'm the only person actively running this game at the moment. So I'm going off of all of the tutorial that Coughing Rocks made 6 or 7 years ago. And other people's VODs. But it's a real quick run. The game itself, it's hard for me to recommend it casually, because it has a continue system. You get 3 continues and then you're done. And that, the game is really only 25 minutes long casually. And so, but it took me 3 or 4 streams to beat it, because as you'll see when we get to the river, it's real easy to just eat through all of your continues. So I would maybe recommend watching how to play it if you're gonna try it casually. I don't even know if it's like I said, it has good bones. It's an interesting experience. I do not know if it's worth a casual play. These things will shoot dots at you, but we can jump past the first 2 of them and then kick out the rest of them, and we're good to go. Oh, I'm taking more damage than I want to here. Again, I'm gonna hold down here to not take any damage, pick up this crystal. There's one of the first puzzles is where is that crystal? Because we're gonna need it to get through this. We drop this crystal on the altar. The altar tells us it's very pleased with us in that text box. And then we leave and that thing doesn't kill us. I'm gonna hold down the jump and the run button to jump here and skip a scared spot. Then we jump there, we do it again here. This is the first RNG in the game. All of these platforms are kind of arbitrary, and this section loves to just kill you. This is a pretty good pattern here. I'm gonna be safe and jump over everything. Those hands that come out, if you see them at all, will grab you and immediately kill you. And this is another puzzle. We're going to drop the skulls of this ghost enemy into the ground, and there was a giant statue in the beginning to tell us what that was. Oh, I got it! So we actually were able, even though we fell into the lava, to trigger the movement there. Sometimes you hear his little death noise, which is also very fun. But now we're in the villages, so we're going into here. This is the chief's hut. You know it's the chief's hut because his face is on the wall. Hector, the chief of the village. We're gonna push this over here, so now he's Hector. And jump over here, and here is Hector's daughter. And Hector's daughter is very concerned because Hector has been kidnapped by pirates, so now we have to go save him. I did not get this grab, but that's okay. This section here, I'm gonna try to land on the middle of the first rooftop here every single time. Once I've done that a 3rd time, I can just run out. If you fall into the huts there, you end up with you get picked up and put in a cage, and you have to do a whole nother sequence. Oh, I'm just gonna die. This is the river. I do not want 1 health for the river. This is everyone's least favorite section of the game. It is an auto-scroller. It takes forever, and you have to memorize exactly what you're doing to get through it because you only have 3 health. And while there are health pots that appear, there are only 2 of them, and it's very easy to not have enough health. The other thing that makes this really challenging is that each of these are tiles, but the river itself moving is also tiles. So you notice that as I'm trying to place myself to be where I want to be for these jumps, I'm not always in the same place. This monkey tells us we need to go. We jump off of this. I'm gonna jump in the middle of this to land here. Count 1, 2, jump past this. It falls, and then I need to duck because there's a fish. It's very specific. And very irritating. And as you can see, as I move around to try to shift, I'm just in completely different places every time. So it's really, even for learning the speedrun in this section, it's really quite frustrating. I think I want, no, that's too far. I want to be like right, yeah, that's good, okay. With this, I'm gonna run right here. I'm gonna wait until I get that animation, which lets me skip this here, duck for a fish, jump over here. God, I hate the river. We're just gonna wait. Does Lester get the girl? We're gonna have to see. I hate this section. I mentioned that it took me like 3 or 4 streams to beat this game, period, and this river was a large part of that. Ooh, I'm kind of far behind. All right, we're good. Woo! All right, we did it. Now we get to move on to rope mechanics. So we're gonna run over here. We'll ignore that snake, jump over this poison flower, ignore this snake, and climb up this conveniently placed ladder. Why is this ladder here, and why are these ropes hanging? I don't know. Game design. All right, we're gonna see if I can get him to skip his little, no. Nope, I didn't get it. Okay, so now I'm gonna be a little bit off on this jump, but we're gonna try it. Okay, so 1, yeah, we're good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 6th one is different because this game hates you. Okay, now we're into the gorilla foyer because we're gonna get to our first boss. We push over this right underneath that little napkin, grab this delightful little candle, jump over here, drop this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do a little run and jump, and I'm just gonna keep holding that down, which lets me jump and delightfully run under this thing. This game is very well routed. It's all of these are just to save, let's just stop hopping around, my friend. Just to save time and frames. We're gonna grab this because we're gonna need it, and now we're gonna skip this. You're supposed to use the boomerang to unlock that door, but we don't got time for that. We're speed running. So, we want to get 3 hits on this gorilla to be mostly optimal. Fully optimal is 4 hits, but it's hard and I can't do it. And I think it only saves, oh good. It saves 1 cycle if you get 4 twice. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Ooh, I'm gonna, yeah, see, 2 is less good. This is a section of the game I need to practice a little bit more. There we go, I got him. Okay, so we've saved her, and she gives us a nice little kiss, and now look at this, his whole demeanor's gonna change. Oh, he's standing up tall. Lester's ready to go now. He's a brand new man. Now we're gonna get chased by a jaguar. You would think that maybe swinging on these ropes would be the thing to do, but actually that just slows you down, and it's more likely if you don't just jump off of them immediately that that jaguar's gonna eat you. This is another section that takes quite a long time to sort of figure out in casual play. Ooh, I think that was 3. This is full. Nope, that was not 3. That was not 3. That was 5. All right, I'm gonna count actually this time. 1. 3 continues, then you're done. 2. I've died a little bit more than I want to, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. 3. Please don't eat me, Jaguar. Ooh, he's getting close. 4. Don't get me, don't get me, don't get me. 5. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna throw these at this pile of rocks. Hang out here so that they don't kill us. And now we're gonna go into here. And now we've got a maze. It's not a very good maze, but it's a maze. It's also a puzzle, because if you don't take that blue torch, then this place will get slowly darker and darker in this first section of it, and you will immediately die, regardless of how much health you have. That's the puzzle. We solved it. All right, so again, this is another section that's kind of a pain casually, because it's just trial and error. But we know what to do, because we're speedrunning. So we're going to run through this door. What we're doing here is that little door down there, we're opening 3 doors on the bottom to be able to run through after we've completed the maze. And we just do a real specific set of patterns to do that. Come on, Lester. All right, so I'm gonna run over here and step on this. This is the last little trigger point we need to do. Let's see if I can get the swag clip. Yeah! That saves a few frames. He's running normal now. He's got his moxie back. Or if he ever had it. I don't know if he ever had his moxie. He's found his moxie. The kiss of a human woman. Who knew? That's all he needed. Oh, please jump. Notice this torch in our inventory. It's going to disappear, never to be seen again. I'm so glad that this puzzle existed. What a good one. Don't know why this was in the game. This is another maze. It's also not very good, but it does have my favorite little clip in the game. It's not really a clip, but it's just a fun little thing to do. Yeah, I think the developer of this game has said he would prefer it didn't exist. Here's my favorite thing. You ready? Boop. You just press down when you grab onto that, and you're good to go. Oh, sometimes I can fall off of that, and it's a little faster. This maze, again, is not very good, but it's super stressful because it's, you know, timed and will kill you. All right, we are now getting to the point where I actually might fail this run because I'm going to try to do a clip here this is one of the only glitches in the game, and it's not very consistent all the time. So we're going to jump here. Then I press down and right. Oh, I didn't get it. Let's see. This is where I get nervous. There's something about the timing and the buffering of this that lets you do that. Perfect, we're through. Normally you have to jump back and forth on those and use the boomerang to break the rock. It takes forever and I'm not very good at it and I haven't practiced it. So I'm really glad that that worked because I was afraid I was going to end the run there. But we're good. We're gonna keep going to the spider, which is also dangerous, but I have a backup for him. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Throw here, and I'm already off, and run. Perfect. One, press. Okay, that didn't really do what I wanted to do, so I'm just gonna go full into my backup strategy here so I can get through this. It'll be a little slower. And throw. Oh, just run last step. Nope. Oh, now I'm scared. We might get to do this twice. I'm gonna play it safe and just run away from this. And now hopefully run back and get through here very quickly. Please do not come and bite me. Perfect. I'm gonna take intentional death here just because this lava can be a little dicey. There is an any percent run of this game that is any percent. And then there is a 100% run of this game, which is defined as all bosses. That spider is undefeatable without cheating. Because if you hit it, it gets faster and faster. Well, this is a little dicey. I'm usually not this close to the lava. It gets faster and faster to the point that you are unable to avoid taking damage from it, and it just kills you. So there are no runs on the 100% leaderboard. I did not make them. I don't know why it exists, but I guess it's a funny joke. And now we're gonna go up through this, which is totally the way this is designed. This is another very strange game. The animations are very good, though. Rotoscoped. Okay, we're getting very close to the end of the game. We're gonna go down this ladder that comes out of nowhere. It turns out we were in a volcano the entire time, and now a lovely friend is telling us to go forth to the pirates. So we're going to head on the docks and do just that. Okay, so we're gonna run along here. See if I can get this without taking damage. Perfect. Now, I had found a way to do this without taking damage, but I haven't figured out what it was. And this is a little dicey because I'm kind of bad at this, but we did it. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to run up here and jump. I'm going to go ahead and drink some canteen to get some health back. And now we see our first pirate. Oh, no. We hit him with a boomerang. Supposedly, he goes away. And now we've got a sword. And you might think, oh my gosh, finally some action. It is the worst action you could have possibly imagined. So we're gonna do this now for several screens. And this will take us to the glorious end of the game. This game is not very good. It just disappoints every single time. There's a mermaid though, that's cool. So we're gonna go down here now through this circus of pirates for some reason. I don't know why this was the music choice they made here. Well, I'm a little low on health, but we're gonna try it anyway. Let's see if we can get through this. The end of this is a gauntlet of 7 pirates, which is a little bit scary. But we can do it. Why not? You gotta risk it to get the biscuit, right? These pirates are completely randomized, like how many of them there are, so we just take a damage boost through it, and now I need to not die. These pirates will sometimes just arbitrarily get a little too close and kill me, so we're gonna do what we can here. I'm gonna kill this first one. Now we're gonna get some dynamite. Go. Go. Okay, now we got 7 pirates. Let's see if we can do it. 1. Oh, I'm a little nervous. Oh. 2. Oh, hello. 3. Thrust. Parry. Dodge. 4. Oh. That sound is also the worst. That was 5. Please die. 6. The last one. He's coming here. 7. All right, that's it. We can run away. We are on the last screen of the game. I'm going to go ahead and eat it on this pirate really quickly to get my continue going. There is actually a clip I have found on the other side of this pirate where you can skip 2/3 of this level. it would be great if I knew how to implement it. Unfortunately, the only way I'm able to do it is by turning off the gravity, which you can do with a Game Genie. So if anyone would like to try to find a giant clip, there's a free world record waiting for you because it will knock off literally like 2 minutes. As I mentioned, I'm the only person running this game currently. I would love to have more people running Less Than the Unlikely. I'm working on getting a tutorial series up for it. Coughing Rocks' tutorial series is very good. It is very detailed. It is how I learned the game. In true Less Than the Unlikely and JANKuary fashion, it is a screen recording of him running it that someone else did over a Discord call, and frequently the frame rate drops out and you miss some of the like things that he does and talks about, so I sort of just had to figure them out. It is the most Lester thing in the world, but you know, it wouldn't be this game if that weren't the case. I should be able to run through both of these pirates. Yes, okay, we're on the last spot. But I am hoping just to do an updated tutorial series that's a little bit easier to see. And if people are interested, I do have a Discord server that I put together. There are emotes in it if you want to be able to have Lester run all over Discord. And I'd love to see more people running this game because it's super charming. It was really satisfying to learn. I mean, there is a lot of like minutia tech, like the stuff that you saw me doing with like jumping off of the, you know, like hitting the exact frames to hit the edges to like clip off of them and save a few frames. If you really like that kind of frame perfect thing, but you want something that's like, you know, 30 minutes when you first start doing it. Oh, I don't want to be in here yet. Well, I hope the boat doesn't blow up. We're gonna leave him for now. There's a lot to dig into in this, and it is, when you get it, it is super satisfying. That barrel's a lie, as you can tell by the XXX's. That is booze. It is not water. Booze and the flame of a dynamite do not mix, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna run all the way down here, a little too far, to this barrel. And I'm gonna, which I frequently do, drop the ladle over there instead of filling it. Note that there's nothing to tell you that the ladle is filled, but I promise you it is. We're gonna now run back all the way over here. And time will be when I enter this final input in front of the dynamite, which hopefully I will do correctly. Sometimes I miss, but we're gonna try. And time. That's it, Lester the Unlikely. He's unlikely. And he's really excited that he got saved. It's really nice. He's Lester the Invincible now. He wants to go home. They're like, oh, the island is so far away. Let's go back to the village. Maybe we can brainstorm. Look, we're gonna give you this, on behalf of the village, here's a surfboard. But what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get back? Oh, things are shaking. What's going on? What was that? Oh, it's just the atomic test at nearby Bikini Atoll. Don't worry, we're gonna be fine. But boy, those giant waves sure are a big nuisance. Oh, I know, just paddle out and catch a wave. You can do that. What a great idea. So thus he does. He heads back home on this nuclear wave. And of course, what does he get? Babes. And then what happened, Lester? Well, then this gigantic hairy spider. This game is very 90s. That's it, the end, done deal. All right, friends, once again, thank you so much to RGLTV for having me. It's great to be here. I hope you liked both of these silly games. And thank you again for this wonderful this wonderful weekend of cool, janky content. Everything I've seen so far has been great, and I'm really looking forward to tons more stuff moving forward. You can find me on Blue Sky, konbanmiao. You can find me on Twitch, konbanmiao. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. My schedule is terrible lately, so it's very sporadic. But we do speedrunning, JRPGs, CDI, platformers. Been playing a lot of Sonic games. So I'd love to see you come by sometime to our little public access studio. All right, that's it from me. Cut me out whenever you want. My voice is dead. Oh, I should say who's next. Let me look at the schedule. I meant to do that, and then I forgot, because I'm a terrible human being. Oh, it's there. Babuta. I can't read. This is so small. Babuta is up next. Run by someone. I'm the best. Let me see if I can do that before they cut me. But they will cut me when they want, which is fine.